And the final email today comes to us from Andrew Christie, who writes, "Hey, John. I loved your passionate reaction to Superman joining the CW crossover, as he will probably just end up jobbing for everyone. He has been my guy since I was 3, and it's a shame the character isn't living up to his legacy like he used to. Does today's world just not care about Superman as a cultural icon anymore? I liked Man of Steel and love Henry Cavill as Superman, but it clearly didn't click with the general public. What could be done to restore him to his former glory?" All right, thanks a lot for the question, man. And yeah, no, I still think Superman, the idea of Superman, I think is still as relevant today as it has ever been. Like, there's a reason why a lot of people don't get Batman tattoos. I mean, some people do, but for the most part, when you see athletes and stars and whatever getting like tattooed, it's usually a Superman logo, right? You see a lot of people getting the Superman emblem tattooed on them. The iconic status of Superman is still Superman. I mean, that's just still there. I loved Man of Steel, but I also loved the evolution of the character of Superman in Justice League. See, I thought Man of Steel was a perfect representation of what Superman would be like at that stage in his life, struggling to figure out his place in the world, his responsibility with his power, who he really is, struggling with his identity, all that kind of stuff, while getting the Earth invaded by superpowered aliens, and he hasn't even figured out how to fly properly yet, right? And I believe the incarnation of Superman we got in Man of Steel was perfect. Absolutely perfect. At the same time, when we get to Justice League, we see Superman evolving step by step a little bit more into the traditional Superman that we've always known. And to me, that makes sense because now he's been Superman for years. He's been through a lot. He understands his own power and his place in the world now more than he ever did before. And you're seeing that evolution of the character. Now, I know a lot of people didn't like Justice League. I did. And one of the things that I actually quite liked about Justice League was that progressive, incremental evolution of Superman into the Superman we've all kind of always understood Superman to be. And it was a perfect logical transition from the Superman we had in Man of Steel. So I really like that. And I think even there's a bunch of people who didn't like Justice League who had to appreciate, upper lip notwithstanding, who had to at least appreciate what Superman was becoming in that version, right? Whereas Batman went completely the opposite way. They de-evolved Batman, which, anyway, what they do with Batman I don't want to get into. But, so I like that a lot. Here's the problem, and this is what I have talked about all the time. You get this Superman, who is played perfectly fine by Hulk, whatever his name is. I forget his name. Played perfectly. I have no complaints about the performance. None. I have no complaints. But Superman, the granddaddy of all time of all superheroes, has been relegated in the CW world as the butt end of a joke. They've turned Superman into a footnote, into an afterthought, and worst of all, they've turned him into a jobber. For those of you not familiar with wrestling slang, a jobber is somebody whose sole existence in professional wrestling, their job is not to win. Their job is to go in and wrestle other guys and make the other guys look good. You know, let Mr. Wonderful give me his pile driver. Let Jake the Snake Roberts give me his DDT. Let Undertaker give me the tombstone. You know, let Shawn Michaels give me the sweet chin music. Whatever it is, a jobber in professional wrestling is a guy who's not meant to win. He's meant just to go in there and make other guys look good. They're never the star. They're there to make other guys look good. The CW has turned the greatest superhero of all time, this guy, into a pathetic jobber. That's what they've done. They have disrespected and spit on the greatest superhero of all time and simply used him as a device to make other characters look good. Hey, we got the Supergirl show. Not a lot of people taking our show seriously. What should we do? Let's have her beat Superman in a fight. Well, what if people just say that was just a joke? Then have Superman say, no, Supergirl, you are Earth's hero, not me. You're Earth's hero. Fuck you, CW. Anyway, I get very upset with the treatment. I mean, if you send Batman onto Arrow, which they're not doing, but if they did, you don't make Batman job to Arrow. I love Arrow. Arrow's great. But you don't make Batman job to Arrow. You don't do that. And you don't make Superman job to your TV's Supergirl and make Superman into a jobber. They have done more damage to the mystique of Superman than even Nuclear Man did. What the CW has done, they have done more to damage the mystique of Superman than Nuclear Man did, than Richard Pryor did, than anything else, ever. So, when the whole notion comes up of, hey, in this year's crossover, Arrowverse crossover event, Superman's going to be there. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like, that should have been, before they brought him into Supergirl and had him job for Supergirl. And let's just say he was still a character in Supergirl, but him and Supergirl never fought. They weren't having Superman job for Supergirl. He was just there, a background character. You announced that Superman is going to be a part of the Arrowverse crossover. Boom! That everybody's interested in that. But now, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Oh, you're bringing along a little footstool jobber? Well, good for you, I guess. Well, I mean, might as well bring along Jimmy Olsen. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares. What should be a massive thing, a massive event for the big CW crossover, Superman and Lois Lane, by the way, are going to be appearing in this Arrowverse crossover, and instead nobody cares. And that's a shame. That sucks. And it's what it is. Now, can you change things up? Yeah, you can, but I don't think DC is going to do that. I don't think CW is going to do that. They're going to keep Superman in his place. And they're going to keep him there exclusively to be somebody who makes Supergirl look good. That's all they're going to use him for. And I think it's just as egregious as if they brought Batman into Arrow and made Batman job to Arrow. It's just as egregious as that. It's horrible. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on that. There we go. He's going to be in the Arrow crossover, and I don't give a flying fuck. I really don't. So, which is too bad, because a couple years ago, I would have been super excited about it. Not so much anymore. All right. That's my feelings on all that. What do you guys think about it? Jump down to the comments section and let me know your thoughts. All right, guys. With all that out of the way, we got some time left over here. We're going to go over and take some live questions from you guys.